Good evening and welcome to WGLNA Season 2. We are in week number 1, day number 4. Sunday night, the last matches for this week to determine who is going to get some points. Crucial to find out who's going to join us in Vegas November 16th and 17th. I'm Clutch, joined by Greetorp and Rookhill here on the set. Gentlemen, you got some incredible matches last night. Game over with quite a big win as well with a shootout. A lot of shootouts so far in just week number 1. It's very exciting to see these teams bring out their big guns already.
It's getting really hard to be a commentator for this league because every single time I'm just nerding out from these guys' plays. I just cannot believe what I'm seeing. Massive upsets, some people just performing so excellently. Everything is just going so much better in Season 2. I'm happy to be bringing it to everybody else.
Randall, your thoughts so far on this week?
It's really crazy, everything that's happened. I mean, I took a look at the standings today, and the teams that you would have thought would have been in the lead are not in the lead because of shootouts, for example, putting Simp at only 1 point for the entire season so far. I mean, they've only had 2 matches, but there's teams with 6 points, and they've only got 1.
Yep. And we did see a defeat in the very first match this week of Fulcrum losing to Wreak Havoc, but both those teams will be playing tonight. Different teams will be up against. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about what happened yesterday. Let's take a look at who was able to defeat their opponents in yesterday's graphic. And we had No Limit versus Cat Fascination. No Limit took the win. Cazadores defeated Simplistic. Wreak Havoc lost to Game Over. Simple Tankers defeated River of Blood. And Hammer Time defeated War and Peace. Now, Wreak Havoc versus Game Over is probably one of the biggest upsets and comebacks we have seen in esports for Wargaming.
Up 2-0, then they draw it out on the third battle. Nobody really thought they had a chance because even the drawn out battle, they were down 15 tier points. Still, they made it through. 1 on Himmelsdorf, then 1 on Himmelsdorf yet again. Went to the shootout and had some of the best positioning that we've ever seen in a single shootout. Normally, the team that kind of positions, try to get the reverse angling, loses. That's what we've seen historically. But this Game Over team really practiced, made the best lineup I've ever seen before, and took no damage, virtually 0 damage in that whole fight. Beautifully done.
Yeah, it was a mix, really, of the setup of using the M1 mediums and then having that reverse angle with those IS-3s. It was very, very cool to see. Let's go ahead and take a look at the backtrack of some of the highlights of yesterday's matches.
Cazadores yet again was amazing.
Bounces
That's
his
one
first
thing.
shot, but still 18 seconds to capture. Blue base under attack. The reset will be commenced.
And
They are a steel wall together.
I
Andre.
don't understand. I mean,
It's 2 against 5, and they buy so much time. They take 0 damage. They reset the cap. They pick off a tank.
they 2v5 basically.
Yes.
Can we say that? CES and Logos, they 2v5. Ruko, I don't want your thoughts.
Okay, well, Kufo had a fantastic flanking position.
Yeah,
His
but
5100
CES and Logos.
No one is taking any damage. Game
Are you
Over
kidding
is still
me?
full on HP.
Oh
This young
my
tiger is
God.
sitting here. All those IS-3s are still unscratched. They have done nothing than losing a little bit of paint.
Perfect reverse angling as well. Are you kidding me? We haven't seen a perfect placement like this. I don't even want you to switch to my screen. Just keep it on this. This is beautiful. It's just free damage being done over and over and over again.
No one has taken any damage yet.
Congratulations to Game Over, a gigantic comeback in this series, and I applaud them for their effort.
But does he have the gun depression? Yes, he
Of course
does.
he does. Points. He's revealed as well. He's taking a lot of shots, but now actually,
Oh
whoa!
my God!
Did he just take him out? There is an IS-3 as well.
Spirit
making
AW
it
could
harder.
get it, though. He's moving up in the Pershing.
Will he get it? 4 seconds left. And
the
this is
shot.
going to be an incredibly tough shot, but no, Zazie will get the last shot and kill. Ladies and gentlemen, Hammer Time will take the first map. We got to see the Object 416 yet again. Some really close calls, close plays from both of these teams, or all of the teams yesterday. Man, oh man, I really like the Object 416 though.
I wanted to bring that up. Why is it these teams are using this tank?
I think it's a DPM. You know, Rookhill keeps saying it's the damage, it's the damage, it's the damage. They do have a very low profile, so it can be a little bit harder to hit one of those tanks, but obviously I got to kick it over to Rookhill to really ask him.
Yeah, the Object is a really strange tank. It's so low to the ground, like you said. It actually doesn't have very much armor, and it's not going to bounce a lot, but it's just so hard to hit sometimes that it can be something that's awkward to be up against because there's very few other tanks that pro players are going to find and actually have to fight against like that. Its turret doesn't turn very well. I consider it to be a subpar platform, but with a fantastic gun. It has the highest alpha for a tier 8 medium tank with a gun that you would actually use, not like a howitzer or something. And it actually has pretty decent pen. Hits for about 320, and it's got fantastic penetration. It is a crazy tank that requires a very crazy driver to pull it off.
Definitely so. And if we think about it, we had a map yesterday where Blasi was just in perfect position with his T-69 on Ensk. This is a situation where, you know, normally the T-69, it is that utility, it is that support tank. But all of a sudden, if you change it in with a 416, it could change roles. If it's in good position, it can consistently do a lot of damage against your opponents, and you don't have to worry about getting shot at because you're just cannon fodder, where the real thing you're dealing with a cap or you're dealing with an overmatch somewhere else. That 416, if it's in the right position, it could do much, much more damage than a T-69 ever could.
It is more of a newer take we're seeing in the esports style. We've also been seeing a lot of T-32s, which I'm a fan of.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the matches that are happening tonight. Let's go ahead and talk about Cunninghams versus Game Over. I mean, this is a team where both of them are undefeated so far in the league, and I look forward to see what they're going to bring to the forefront of this. Then we're going to have Simp versus Cazadores, Nerve versus Simplistic, Wreak Havoc versus Burnell Empires, and then Pub Stars versus No Limit.
That's going to be tough. I think the marquee matchup for tonight will be Simp versus Cazadores. A lot of people would disagree with me. Cazadores, they looked terrible last season. They were in the bottom of the barrel. Guess what? They're no longer like that. They're playing a very aggressive lineup. They're consistently just putting the pressure on their opponents, and they look fantastic doing it. I think that's going to be really cool against the second place team for WGLNA Season 1, excuse me.
Yeah, Season 1. Simp to take home $25,000. During Season 1, the Grand Finals in Las Vegas, the prize pool is $100,000 for Season 2. It is up for grabs, and the teams that will be joining us will be the top 8 teams with the most points in this season play. Week 1 concludes tonight. We'll move on to Week 2 next Thursday. Every match counts. And to tell us more about how the matches work with the 7x42 format and the shootout rules, let's throw it over to Rookhill.
Yes, the 7x42 rule format, many of you are familiar with it. There have been a few little changes, but most things are the same. We still have 7 players, 42 points per team, and every tank is equal in points to its tiers with a max tier of 8. So tier 1s are 1 point, tier 8s like the IS-3 are 8 points. Every match is a best of 5, and if at the end of a best of 5 we actually don't have a winner, which has happened quite a few times this season, we may actually go over to our shootout rules. Now, our shootout rules are very similar to our 742 rules, except we're going to take them over to Malinovka, line them up on 3 in the 5 line, and have them shoot it out. Our admin will declare at a just random time when they will fire. They'll open fire on each other, and we'll see who wins. If anybody fires before the admin's call, though, we will have a team disqualified, and we will have to declare a winner. They will receive 1 point, and not 3.
That is very, very crucial here. You want to go for the match point victory of winning the series in the best of 5 for those 3 points. Simp only has 1 point because of their victory. They do not want to be in another shootout. They want to get the match point victory because 2 points instead of 6 is huge in week number 1.
And it could ruin their chances at actually making it to the finals. If you get enough shootouts and other teams just avoid it altogether, we could see points going to certain teams that just completely swamps Simp. And if they're stuck getting 1 point all week and during the group stages, we might actually not have Simp main in the finals.
Yeah, but that is also saying they're going to consistently be drawing it out over to battle number 5. And let's be honest, Season 1, we didn't see that. There were 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-1 sometimes, but all of them were, for the most part, 3-0s. So Simp main, they can be decisive with their wins. They've shown that they've been decisive with their wins, so don't count them out. It's still very early on, so we don't want to say, yeah, they could be not qualifying for Season 2 finals, but I think it's still very unlikely.
I think the team to watch this week is Wreak Havoc because they have proved that Fulcrum can be defeated in that first match that we had of Season 2. They had a very, very intriguing week so far, and I look forward to talking to them to see how they feel at the end of week number 1 after this battle they're going to have tonight.
The Brazilians, they got heart, man. That's all you can really say. They have some of the most heart I've seen in a pro gaming team. Like, to be down 0-2, just yesterday's games, down 0-2 against Wreak Havoc, which are considered the big favorites, and to just pull it out and be able to take them out, take their opponents out, draw it out, and then go to a shootout and crush them at the shootout, that really speaks to me. Zounds and zounds.
It does. It does. And we want to see what you guys have to say about the league and about the different teams you're rooting for. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at WGLNA, Facebook.com/WGLNA, and also to catch all the VODs and the segments, go to WGLNA.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Clutch08, Greetorp, and Rookhill with 2 U's. We're going to be taking a quick break. When we come back, match number 1, Cunninghams versus Game Over, after this. Welcome back to WGLNA Season 2, Week number 1. We are getting the match underway here in just a little bit. Cunninghams versus Game Over. Cunninghams had a tough Season 1 finals. They were taken out very swiftly by Fulcrum Gaming in the round of 8. We knew it was coming. They knew it was coming. It was just the luck of the draw, or the bad luck of the draw.
Yep.
However, they have been looking pretty good so far, but we've only seen them once against the Bernal Empires.
No, we saw him twice. We saw him yesterday as well.
Oh, that's right.
Game Over, though. This is a team that's undefeated. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. An undefeated newcomer to the league. I mean, to beat out a lot of the seasoned veterans from Season 1, that actually speaks a lot, because I felt like the Season 1 guys had so much experience in 742 and just on this platform. I do feel like, especially with the scene being so new, not a lot of these players and these teams have a lot of experience under the camera, being scrutinized at their every move, especially with Rootkill and me, because let's be honest, we nitpick.
You're brutal.
Nitpick.
I'm incredibly harsh.
We nitpick a lot. You know, a lot of these players might be a little bit nervous. They have trepidation to play anything too aggressive, to not to look bad or something like that if they mess up. But how it's been, Game Over, just showing they don't have nerves, and even they're so humble with how good they are, and I want them to get rid of that. They're always like, "Oh yeah, we're trying to learn. We're just."
I know.
You know.
I think it's a good bait. It's a net for their opponents to swim freely into, and then they'll pounce on them and get the victory.
Well, what's cool about it is the humbleness is coupled with them sincerely wanting to learn more, and they're doing that. That's something that's really cool.
That's right. Well, I want to hear what both these team captains have to say. Let's go ahead and jump into our face-off. Cunninghams versus Game Over. Good evening, gentlemen. Game Over, we're going to start with you, Gig G Master. We're going to have your guys' webcams up in just a second. There we go. Gig G Master, you had one heck of a win yesterday against Wreak Havoc. What happened? How were you able to do that? And how are you feeling tonight?
I think that is the proof we are training hard. We are kind of scared with the third battle. I think you saw what happened, and then after that we were able to turn around, and we did a very nice job. It was great.
Now, a lot of
we are very excited with that battle yesterday, and that's why we are here.
A lot of people were very excited to see your win. Chat was going crazy. The internet's been ablaze so far about your talents and your performance. Is there anything you'd like to say to your new fans that have been watching you here at WGLNA?
Just believe in us and do not underestimate us. So we are here to try. We are here to win. So that's all I wanted to say. And of course, there's a lot of folks already helping us for quite some time. As you know, it's impossible to be here with all the support of a great clan. So we're all part of Volt. So we have to thank for Jan, for Bolt, to help us a lot. So that's one of the reasons we are here. So thank you, Jan.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and ask A. Martin from Cunninghams how he's doing on that Rubik's Cube. How close are you to solving it?
I'm pretty much done.
Okay.
I was pretty much.
Do you play that along with calling the shots for your team on the maps?
Yeah, that's if you see my T1 just drive out into the enemy, it's because I've picked up my cube and I'm not controlling it anymore.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this is kind of opposite of the Mac attack.
Pretty much. I just like, oh guys, just go kill him. It's okay.
After your first win against Bernal Empires and after your match yesterday, how do you feel week 1 has gone for Cunningham so far?
Well, we only had the one match against Bernal Empires.
Oh,
but we,
I was wrong.
See, I was
bad.
right. All
I'm
right.
sorry.
So you have one win so far under your belt against Bernal Empires. For week 1, how's it feel so far?
it feels all right. We don't want to go to shit against these guys after their set up yesterday, but we're feeling pretty good about today. So
Just use RDHE, man.
Yeah.
That's what we've been saying.
RDHE.
Yeah,
So-
five 40-43s is the plan.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I kept telling players, bring the M4043. You'll do just fine. All right, hey, Martin, do you have any words for Gig G Master and Game Over?
Tell Jam I say hi.
Okay, there we go. Hopefully he's here. Hopefully he's here watching us. So
Anything?
probably he got the
response,
message
Game Over?
already.
Anything you'd like to say, Game Over, before we start the match?
Good luck and let's have a good game.
All right, let's indeed have a good game. Cunninghams, you're the higher seed. Go ahead and call the coin. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Heads. Let's flip the coin. It is tails, which means Game Over. You have map choice or deferral.
Well, we're going to defer.
They're going to defer. Cunninghams, what is your map
Ensk.
choice? Ensk? Ensk will be the map choice, and Game Over, your position.
South.
South on Ensk will be Game Over. North will be Cunninghams. Gentlemen, good luck. Have fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Tricking me there, Greetorp. I thought they only had
I'm
one match.
so sorry.
No, it's, hey, you've had a heck of a week, man. 4 days straight.
Do you know how many hours I've worked this week?
62.
0.
Oh.
Because I love what I'm doing and it's not work. But
Trick
it would
questions.
be 84 hours.
Trick questions. That's right. It's an 80-10 scenario.
84 hours. Is that crazy? I've worked
84.
12 hours for the last 7 days.
Wow.
Every day.
At
At least.
Might have been 11, 10, 10, 11.
You put in a lot of time as well.
Yeah.
Actually, all of us
do.
put in a lot
That's
of time here.
A lot of people really like the segment we had
Yeah.
yesterday, the American Tech Tree Part 2. And that, it's a lot
I
of hard
loved
work
it.
goes into that.
I loved it.
Can't wait for the other tech trees.
Because Clutch, you're always so proper and you're always so, very professional with
Yeah.
it. And then it was just nice to see your incredible bias that we know you have.
I know. It's nice.
Secretly, you're like, oh, I hope X team will win. But
I couldn't have done it alone.
You don't show that on the broadcast.
I couldn't have done it alone because we have a great editing team. We have a great team here at the studio, and that's how we're able to have such great entertainment pieces. And we also have some great matches, and we have a huge battle that's going to happen here. We have two teams that are undefeated. Cunningham's the more seasoned team, as we talked about, a little more experience, being under the radar of other teams watching them, being under the spotlight. But Game Over is performing well. North side in the red is going to be Cunningham's. To the south, as you see on the screens, the blue team. That'll be Game Over. What do we have for tanks, Greetorp?
3 5100s and 2 IS3s for the side of Game Over. And look at that, 2 5100s, 2 IS3s, and an Object 416 on the Cunninghams.
Jump over to that 416 object. Comms is down the railroad line right here. Is able to not really scout anything because nothing is over there. This is going to be a push past that E and F line for the blue team. And A. Martin may be turning the corner to see that IS3. He does. He sees tanking Daka. And he's going to try to see, he does see another T1. That gets destroyed by Countess.
Oh, Tanking Daka doesn't care that he's been spotted. He's going to go kill A. Martin. That is quite a risk. Let's see if it pays off for him. He's actually going to decide to go forward instead of backing off, and he's going to take a huge
This is
hit.
so risky.
Militant 83 got that shot, though.
There's a lot of stuff that can go on. He can get isolated pretty easily, but you can see 2 Tier 8 tanks over on the one line that are helping him out so incredibly, covering his flank, so he only has to face one direction. And they're pushing this pretty nicely, I have to say. Wow, this is pretty impressive. Gandorfo.
Incoming
and your
5100's
commander.
Taka.
Yep, Taka, he does take a hit, as Ruka was saying, in 1127 out of 1400. He's around the corner. But now this is going to be a two-side aggression from here, Commodore and his teammate up to the northern side, as Enrique, Nip 100, and Tanking Doc are going to try to push in to the city area, but they're taking way too many hits. 272 out of 1500 on Enrique Dante.
And
That's
look at
big.
this. Comps in his Object 416 is able to get a nice flank on all these tanks, but now Nip 100 moving on in. He only needs one more shot, 112 hit points, and down he will go. A lot of crazy flanks coming in here. Gandorfo is going to flank Countess, and he will go down, but Silent Demise is going to flank them. Wow, insane.
But here comes Taka 001 and Militant 83. He's holding the line the IS-3, but he's going to back up, gets the last shot as Taka focuses on the IS-3 behind him and gets the kill. They're going to have to move quickly to help Silent Demise to take down the rest. No, Silent Demise is fine on his own, the IS-3, even though he has 29 hit points. And Air Commodore in the 5100 is running away. He has to be clipping, and he takes a shot right through the open fence. Beautiful shot. Silent Demise on the chase, fires on the fly. It is a miss, though, as Air Commodore is still on the run. He gets hit. He's tracked. Silent Demise is still on the pursuit. 343, another hit from him. 6 HP left for Air Commodore, and the only one left alive is Colorado.
Down he goes. Colorado going to be probably capped out pretty soon here. That's going to force him to either come into some sort of crossfire, but great constant flanks by all of these teams. And I really felt like just reading the situation so clearly, saying, oh, wow, your IS-3 is approaching so fast against a Martin. Hey, guys, let's start to collapse back a little bit, anticipate their flank coming in here, and then act accordingly. Just great brawling, great tanking from the Cunninghams.
Sound of Demise just around the corner, waiting for the T1 to pop out, and Guk will get the final kill. Cunninghams able to take battle number 1. To the south side in the blue, it's going to be game over. And to the north in the red is Cunninghams. And what do we have for tanks, Andre?
Let's find out. 3 T-69s and 2 1390s for game over. On the other side, we got the T-32s. 2 of them, a T-69 and 2 1390s. So in replace of those T-32s, or in replace of the T-69s, you have T-32s.
Or even a Pershing, but those T-32s can play a little more on the defensive side on this map, and that's all Cunninghams has to do if they decide to do it, to maybe make their opponents a little bit weary in this series, since they are up 1 battle in this best of 5. But the spread on the west versus east is a little bit mirrored here, but it's more of a longer spread for the lights and mediums, because obviously the 1390s can move faster than the T-32s on this map. But if they did push into the top side for some flag capture, T-32s, well, we have Bagak and his T-32 along with comps. They are able to see Enrique Dante in that 1390 thanks to Turemi. Apologize if I'm butchering that name, but in his T1 he is able to scout him. However, Enrique Dante will fall back in the 1390, and this is going to be an east versus west for the next matter of minutes.
I think it's pronounced trireme.
Trireme?
Yeah, like the ship.
There's a ship called Trireme?
Yeah.
From what?
It's a Greek ship.
Oh.
Do you know what a trireme is?
Nope. I know what the Iliad is.
Well,
the poem.
I can't remember. Okay, never mind. A Greek ship, the trireme. It's got a hull that's actually made kind of like a Shuka, similar design, and they actually rammed other ships, and it was very, very effective for the Greeks actually.
Well, T1 will be very effective ramming these other tanks.
Unfortunately.
So tanking will be in the other 1390. Tanking Daka is spotted by. How do you say it again?
Trireme. Trireme.
Trireme.
Yeah.
Trireme. Okay.
Yes.
I'm thinking of too many R's. Trireme here in the T1 Cunningham is going to be able to hold down that northern line, as the rest of these mediums, these T-69s, will poke a little bit closer along with the T-32s. The T-32s are actually moving more to the south, past the Gamma and even into the hotel area here soon. But that is going to be the same movement for Gandorfo, along with 2 of the tier 1s, or at least light tanks, heading to the south as well. So both the teams are not really involved in any big engagements. Nothing has landed yet. Kaunas is spotted, however, as the T-69 NIP 100 may be poking out just a little bit on the other side. But no shots have landed on either side here.
It's really essential for game over to get shots onto the Cunninghams. The reason for that is the massive HP pool that exists. Bringing those extra T-32s gives about 800 hit points more. Maybe less than that actually, 400 to 500 hit points more. And that is worth 2 to 3 shots, so you have to make sure you get good shots. You can see a trade here. Baguk taking 2 big shots, but Nip now taking 2 big shots down to 807 health. He needs to be careful.
He does need to be careful, but Baguk is really exposed, moving closer. He needs to get closer to that railroad side for that depressed cover. Kaunas in the 1390 is going to be pushing up and trying to see if anything lands. Nothing will. Enrique Dante tries to line up a shot, but nothing hits. And Kaunas and Baguk ram into each other. Kaunas takes a little bit of damage from that, not paying attention.
Well, I got to give it to Gandorfo in that last engagement. He just ripped apart Baguk in his T-32, all the way from K8. He was using someone else's spotting, and he was just way out of range of anyone's view, just putting every single shot on that T-32. And I'm actually surprised he was able to penetrate. You saw the other day how members of Fulcrum were having trouble penetrating T-32s in their own T-69s.
Yes, we did see that.
Kaunas just moving across. You can see there's some crossfire on the other side. Nip 100 actually got hit a couple of
But
times.
here's
here.
a push in.
Oh,
Tanking
gosh.
Daka, Enrique Dante are going to get the surround on Baguk. Baguk one shot away. He does fall. The Tanking Daka. Kaunis is trying to get the revenge kill. He does against Nip 100. Silent Demise able to take down Tanking Daka. Enrique Dante and Comms will be fighting back and forth here. Enrique Dante getting some shots into his hull from far away. Silent Demise tries to clean it up, but it's Militant 83 and his T69 is able to get that kill.
I felt like that initiation didn't make a lot of sense. You have to wait a little bit until you can clean up a lot more HP and then start cutting your opponent's bit. Going into engagement straight away, you will not have the burst to take out T32s and all the 1390s and the T69. This is a really tough position. As we can see, 2 tier 8s left for game over. The Cunninghams have 3 tier 8s.
Militant 83 has not taken any damage in his T69. He will be focused on Air Commodore. No, he tries to land a hit from far away as he's able to peek up this corner. 1390 will peek a little bit closer as he tries to line up a shot, but here's some fire from Air Commodore. That shot actually bounced off of Militant 83, and Silent Demise shoots over Air Commodore to try to hit Gandorfo or his teammate to the back. Air Commodore trying to inch closer and closer to land another shot on these 3 tanks peeking up the hill.
Oh, Comms, be careful, Comms. And it looks like just his hold down position is going to save him right there.
Air Commodore not able to get off almost any penetrations in that last clip.
Yeah.
But it does look like we're going to have Gandorfo sniping from way downtown. That's a whole lot of bounces this match. Wow. This is just crazy to watch.
We'll have to check those stats afterwards to see how many bounces there were. But Air Commodore is able to get the kill against that T-32, but Militant 83, one more shot will destroy the commander here.
Oh, he's ammo wrecked. He's not going to have time to reload, and all he has to do is just juke, but he can't quite get
Silent
it.
Demise is able to get in the 13-9. Now it's going to be the cleanup crew. But Gig G Master will run into the corner to try to hold out. 3 minutes and 48 seconds left on the clock. We saw this last time against Wreak Havoc, keeping that T1 alive so it's not a clear victory for Cunningham. Silent Demise is going to go to the north to try to search for anything else, as Militant 83 is going to be the one to clean up to the south side, at least try to find them. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. The tanks, if they do move fast enough, can't find them.
Don't forget, Gandorfo is still alive here, Clutch.
Yep.
And he's going to be
Militant 83 is on the chase for him.
But Gandorfo is still at 865 hit points. If Gandorfo can play this right, he can actually 1v1 Militant.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to some really interesting 1v1 play.
What he needs to do is make sure that one of the shots bounces from his opponent, and if he's able to unload his clip a little bit faster, which he should be able to get the first shot based on him being a little bit more passive and also getting the right shot, then he will be reloaded faster and be able to take out his opponent. And look at this. Blue base is under attack, and Gandorfo might get some good shots on his opponent.
Well, Silent Demise and Trireme are heading to the south. This is the better decision instead of being on the chase to get to the flag capture. Silent Demise needs to be a little bit more cautious and his eyes open to find if that medium tank's going to pop out anywhere. But this is the proper play from Cunningham, or excuse me, from
Gandorfo
from
spots Silent
Cunninghams here,
Demise.
as he's able to try to take him out.
And he's lining up a shot. He misses his first shot against Silent Demise, and that's going to be a big problem because he needs a single shot on that T69 to reset the cap. But he's going to commit, I think, both to the AMX 1390. Instead, no, he will eventually get the T69, but now he has he does not have enough shots to kill any of them. It looks like both tanks will go for Gandorfo now. Only one on a cap, and this is going to be the death of game over.
I would have stayed on the
There's
cap.
still a chance.
I would have
There's
stayed
still a
on the
chance.
cap. I would have gone for the more guaranteed win to force him out, but now he's going to go back. Well, yes, he could have turned to the corner and got the reset. That is true.
Yeah, there's no way right now because there's going to be 3 tanks on cap. They have 1 minute and 40 seconds, and the T1s will not be able to reset this. Very unfortunate, but game over. Had had a tough battle going into this. I mean, I really felt like it came down to the initiation. The main engagement should not have happened. They should have been kiting a lot more, using the north-south sides a lot more, and just dropping back as the tanks tried to move over in the center in the EF lines. You don't want to be taking your engagement there, but the cap is inevitable, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be going to battle number 3. We're simple tankers. The Cunninghams are up 2-0.
Cunninghams are up 2-0. Game over is one battle away from losing this series. Could be their first loss of the season so far. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have some analysis of that play and get ready for battle number 3. Don't go anywhere. You're watching WGLNA.
There we go.
North side in the Reds, Cunningham. South side in the blue. It is game over. And Andre, what do we have?
Mirror matchup. 3 5100s, 2 IS3s, 2 T1s. So we will see how they do as we see both sides going west right now. Very defensive position by both of them. And I actually agree with this if I am the Cunninghams. We've already seen very, very aggressive pushes coming out from game over. So the Cunninghams just saying, hey, let's play this defensive. There's no need to actually, you know, put on the pressure because I can draw out twice and still win the series and get my 3 points.
Yeah.
That's true, and that is one of the reasons why Militant 83 is in this IS3 covering the courtyard to stop any of that aggressive play that
But
could
right now,
happen.
T1s are facing off. Gigmaster versus Comps, and they both unload. Comps down to 42. Gigmasters at 79 hit points. But I believe we might see Tier 8s
Whoa.
down the way.
Shots
covering each other.
firing into the fence to try to expose Comps, but he moves closer to the building, forcing him to move closer to Gigmaster here around that corner. It might be close here, but because Gigmaster has that HP advantage. Oh, shot rang out, trying to hit that T1 from far away. Trireme in the heavy, along with 2 of his teammates, are locked in that A1 position. And nothing landed so far against Gigmaster.
I got a question. Can I shoot the dirt mounds with an HE shell and it hits the T1 potentially?
An IS3 could probably do it and get a good splash. If he's right up close to it. I'm looking from my perspective on game over. But Cunningham's T1? Maybe.
That would be an interesting way.
Yeah. Is he tugging right up on that dirt mound?
I mean, he's going back and forth, of course.
No, he's in order to splash him.
I don't know how big the splash is for an HE.
It's not very big for these direct fire guns. Generally, HE splash correlation is bigger the caliber, the bigger the HE splash. Because there's more explosives back in the shell, bigger explosion. That's how it always is with these.
I really like Comp's sticker here, that pumpkin, really, really festive for the month of October. Want to bring that up here. But, oh, shots into Gigmaster. Gigmaster 66 out of 115. Comp's 42 to 115.
And again, you're saying his name wrong. It's
Gigmaster. Combo breaker.
Combo.
See if you can stop that combo coming out from Comps here.
Exactly.
Gigmaster is... It looks like Gigmaster's going to try something here in a sec. Although he's going to get tighter on the building.
And I love this. Look at where A. Martin is. This is like perfect. So he's able to scout out everything on the hill. And on top of that, he's able to see down the G line. And now after this, after reacting, they kind of know exactly where they are. They're all down to the southwestern side. So they're saying, okay, let's do a big tank alley push. They're going to gear up to go down that 7-8 line. And we're going to see them mobilizing and try to take advantage of the amount of space that Game Over is not taking.
This is going to be that reset because of that information gathering, as you said. Randall, your thoughts on the positioning here?
I don't know if Game Over knows about the Cunninghams' positioning. The Cunninghams didn't reveal any of their tanks, I think, in the northwest. So they didn't even fire, I believe, on Gigmaster. So this is a situation where Cunninghams have so much more information than their opponents, and we're going to have to see what they can do with this information. We actually see some nice T1 maneuvering. Let's hope he doesn't hurt himself. This is a spot where he could lose some hit points sliding down the hill.
Yep.
Smooth.
He took 6.
Oh, gotta watch yourself. That is the importance of safe driving.
And I like this. Silent Demise is the one to be alone all the way on the west side. You need to keep a T8 there, just in case there's like a 2 T1s ganging up on you. So it just makes so much sense how the execution of the Cunninghams is just coming to fruition here. There's the big tank alley push. And they're just going to get into the perfect position to potentially cap and screen.
Yeah, Militant leading the push in the IS3 as they turn the corner here. The first thing that's going to see him could be one of those T1s, but Comps is going to stay in his area as A. Martin. Is he able to see that T1?
He's moving up. Does he? He does. RG Colorado knows he spotted, but he does not spot A. Martin in return.
RG Colorado did not know.
Ooh.
He did not. So it looks like part of his tank was poking out, but his
gun.
Probably his gun, and then he wasn't able to see his opponent because his view range doesn't look over there.
None of his spotting points on his tank around that. No one can see out of their gun.
I like
Not like that.
I like where Silent Demise has positioned his IS3 here on the Golf 5 section, right behind the rubble, next to a building. so his tank is mostly behind cover from further away.
T1 engagement on the other side of the
And
map,
he could
maybe in
set up
just a
to
second.
stop a flank here.
No, still no engagement. Game over, getting some sort of indicator that there is some aggression. A. Martin obviously being there kind of says, well, why are you there, right? There has to be some tier 8s joining you as well, because you wouldn't just stay there that whole time. And I have to say, I really, really like how the Cunninghams have been playing this entire series. It's just so
Completely
clean.
agree.
Silent
Look at that.
Demise gets the kill against the T1. That's going to be the trigger that's pulled for the blue team to get set up in their defense. They know that an IS-3, a tier 8, is in their backyard, ready to capture their base.
Oh, I don't agree with this. They're going for a reverse cap and trying to just defend. They're so far away from
they're going for the flank.
I got scared.
They're going for the
I
flank.
got scared. I was like, what are they doing? But no, they're anticipating that there will be a blue base capture. They're getting the right flank. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. And now Taka is going to witness a lot of IS-3s right around the corner.
He's going to have to play a bit of sacrificial play in the 5100, but he's going to cruise forward into that IS-3 and some other fire, trying to unload as much as he can before he goes down, and he will be the first tier 8 to be destroyed. Militant 83 cleaning up in his IS-3, pushing in. The other IS-3 taking Dhaka. Still left alive here, 559 at a 1500. Militant 83 trying to line up his shot as Enrique Dante, gets the kill against Silent Demise. Countess with his firefighting is enough to take down Taking Dante. Militant 83 cleans up the remaining of Enrique Dante, but he is under some serious fire from the 2 remaining 5100s, and they're going to have to clean up what's left. But Countess is creeping across here, trying to line up some shots against Gondorfo, and will he get enough? No, he might be clipping here, and he's going to peel off away from the 5100 because the other 5100 Air Commander would be chasing him. 38 seconds left on the capture.
On top of that, Countess is going to RTB to kill Gigmaster, who is on cap. Now, the red base is much less capped than the blue, but Countess doesn't want to have that risked, and he's going to go back to base.
Yeah, kind of just resets everything off of this. 17 points each, but Gigmaster needs to leave ASAP, as Trireme is coming in behind here, Commander. And this is a situation where I think both of them are clipping. I think Trireme is looking like he is clipping, or he's not clipping. There it is. The first shot is going to come out here.
He just finished his reload here.
Oh, and he actually burned for a little bit. Again,
Oh,
burning!
no, and he doesn't have...
Oh, man! And Gandorfo, can he get the cleanup right now? Oh, my God, I think Trireme is going to get killed. 2 50-100s. That is going to sweep it out. My goodness, one single 5100 able to kill 2 5100s. That's the power of having that auto loader setup. That's the power of just reloading a little bit faster and being able to get the better shots faster. So when that reload comes in, you're able to just dominate everybody on the field.
There's no way I'm going to get his name wrong again. Trireme is able to secure it. They still have one more tank to kill with that T1 Cunningham, and there's the shot. They get it. Cunningham's able to take it. Ladies and gentlemen, 3-0 against game over. Nice job by Cunninghams. This is a stronger team, a sleeker team. They've been going to the gym that is World of Tanks and getting better at the game, especially against game over. This is not a walkover team. They perform very well here.
I would agree, and I wish I could say they did something so amazing. Like, I wish I could say, man, the way they set up, the way they operated, whatever it was like the most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen before. But it wasn't. It was just solid, theoretical, fundamental perfection. You know, the T1s, A. Martin knew exactly what he was doing. He went up to the hill. He scouted everything out. By process of elimination, he was able to say, I know where my opponents are. This is how we're going to approach. I know exactly how they're going to react to this. They're going to try to get those flanks, so prepare for that. And they did it perfectly. And, you know, the brawling was a little bit dicey, but when it came down to it, 2 tier 8s against 0 tier 8s. That's the power of 8 Martin. That's the power of the Cunninghams.
Trireme was the power of the Cunninghams as well in that battle. Let's jump into his stats. 11 for 11 in the 50-100, dishing out 3,389 damage. His partner in crime, Countess, did 7 for 7, 1846 with his damage.
Talk about shots that count.
Exactly. When the 5100 performs, it performs well, and it's always up to the players and how a team works and that dynamic for it to happen. And Trireme You would thought, why is he not shooting? He's following him. Why is he not shooting? Well, it's because he was reloading, but he was on the aggressive path. And that was the good choice to make, because sometimes, too many times, players will hold out and go, wait, okay, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm reloading. I'm not doing anything. I'm reloading. I'm going to stay here. But he's like, I'm going to chase him. And he chased him, and he's ready to go.
And also, let's keep in mind that Trireme was getting shots when shots in places where they would explode the tank and it would catch on fire. And let's take a look at that right now. We actually have it on instant replay. This is one of the most important things, making your shots count, and then on top of that, finding the places that are weakest on your opponent's tank and exploiting that. Look at that fire. It's blazing. It did around, I think, 150, 200 damage. And with that, you're able to not use an extra shell. He just turns around and takes out the other 5100. He looks like a hero. Do you know why? Because he is.
I actually have a question that just came up here. Does Adrenaline Rush work for an autoloader between the reload times of the separate shells?
Not
in a drum?
inter-clip shells.
Okay.
It doesn't work for that, no.
Okay. If it did, it was like, bah, 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 bah,
Yeah.
really fast. He's under
That time
10%.
is always set for
Yeah.
every tank. It never shifts based on anything at all.
Yeah, even if you get ammo racked, it doesn't matter. It'll
Damaged
always
gun,
shoot
ammo
the
rack.
same times. But it's that reload that goes from 40 seconds to like 1,040 seconds. That's,
ammo
the
rack.
worst feeling in the world.
Randall, your thoughts on the series in general?
I thought Trireme was fantastic. I think he's going to throw off Andre's stats with that damage in that round. He's been playing
He's a big
fantastically.
outlier. That's what it comes down to. He's a gigantic outlier. Actually, a lot of the 5100s, as we've seen in this league so far, they're either really, really bad and they just do like 300 damage
They
or
get
something.
shut down so easily.
Or they
too.
do like 5,000 damage. Well, not 5,000, but 3,000 damage.
Almost 4,000.
And that, I'm going to have to start looking not only at the average damage of the 5100s, but the distribution of the 5100s and see, is it the players or is it the opponents that are saying, okay, let's shut down our opponent's 5100s, maybe even save shots. And that's where you really can't just look at the numbers and have to delve into the replays and see what's going on.
That's right. But the more that we get to see these players perform, we see the numbers, but we also see the personalities. We've been seeing that this week as well. And I look forward to seeing who is going to show up. We pretty much know who's going to show up for Simp and Cazadores, but they're going to have some personalities. And I'm here, so we'll be okay with the Spanish speaking. I almost jumped on set last night because I was busy in the back working on some stuff to help you guys out. But Waffles pretty much took the show yesterday.
Yeah, I want to get questions from him. I was tempted on using my Espanol, but I didn't want to embarrass myself.
No problem.
I'm
Mine's
self-conscious
still,
about my Spanish.
Mine is still limited. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. We're going to set up the face-off and the battles for match number 2, Simp versus Cazadores. You're watching WGLNA. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon.